All right, shalom, shalom. Kahalayam La Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai Bahasham Rakakodash. I want to send double honors to the apostles and to the elders of Great Millstone that rule and teach well. Much peace, love, and salutations to the hopeful elect pushing his word in truth and sincerity. Shalom. This is the brother Patah back again through the spirit with another lesson. And it's going to be a response to the current events that's going on right now. A lot of news is coming out right now. A lot of things are happening at this very moment, as they've been happening all year, man. You know, going all the way back to the beginning of this year, 2025. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this year was the hopeful year of Jacob's trouble and the destruction of Edom. So, what Elder Apostle Tahar coined this year is actually happening. You see, the hopeful year of Jacob's trouble and the destruction of our enemies. I believe that was, if I'm not mistaken, that was the coin of the year 2025. That was the MO, if you will, of 2025 spiritually. That was coined by Apostle Tahar. And it's happening. It's happening, bro. Jacob's trouble is happening. You see, that might be the title of this year. This lesson. So, as you see, this is a video put up by GMS ISAV 144. It came out yesterday, August 24th, 2025. And we're only 8 months in. We got a few more months in this year, and then it'll be 2026. And 2026 is going to be most likely more interesting than 2025. But we still got a long way to go. A lot can happen between now and then, especially at the rate that things are moving when it comes to Trump. So, Trump is saying that he's going to deploy the National Guard to 19 states, Georgia being one of them, Florida being one of them. I'm going to find the article real quick. I know it's on here. I've seen it earlier. Here it is. So, it says Trump mobilizing 1,700 National Guard across 19 states amid immigration and crime crackdown. This is up to 1,700 National Guardsmen are set to mobilize in 19 states in the coming weeks to assist the Department of Homeland Security with President Donald Trump's nationwide crackdown on illegal immigration and crime. Pentagon officials confirmed to Fox News documents obtained by Fox News show planning for activations in Alabama, Arkansas, Florida, Georgia, Idaho, Indiana, Iowa, Louisiana, Nebraska, Nevada, New Mexico, Ohio, South Carolina, South Dakota, Tennessee, Texas, Utah, Virginia, and Wyoming, with status effective from August through mid-November. Texas is projected to host the most significant Guard presence. The National Guard soldiers being mobilized will effectively serve a support pillar to a sweeping federal interagency effort, while also serving a visible deterrent force, a U.S. defense official said. The service members supporting ICE will be performing case management, transportation, logistical support, and clerical functions associated with processing of illegal immigrants at the facilities. An in and out process may include personal data collection, fingerprinting data, swabbing, and photographing of personnel in ICE custody, the official said. Trump has indicated in recent days his administration aims to broaden the Washington, D.C. operation to other states, telling a group of federal agents and National Guard troops at a D.C. patrol center Thursday, "We're going to make it safe, and we're going to then go to other places." On Friday in the Oval Office, Trump said, "I would think Chicago would be our next." and then we'll help with New York, Trump said, a U.S. defense official told Fox News. So what we are witnessing is a hostile takeover, man. A police state. Martial law. But it's not being called martial law. You see? It's being done very subtly because that's how Esau operates. He's subtle. Let's look up that word, subtle. Hold on. This might be the wrong word I'm thinking of. Yeah. Here it is. Subtle. All right, it says the modern form is attested from late, clever, dexterous, crafty. Let's see what the word dexterous means. Convenient, suitable. Let's see. Mentally skillful, clever, quick and precise. Crafty. So it's a very crafty way that he's forcing the National Guard troops into your cities in the name of a crime crackdown, and in the name of immigration. These are being used as crafty counsels or crafty excuses to put troops on your streets and police you and bring martial law, oppress you. You see? So we know what's going on. Second Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11. It says, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. So this is what Esau is doing. Trump is taking orders from someone. The president is being controlled. He's being told to do these things, man. And Trump he's being the devil that we knew he was going to be. He's doing everything that he said he was going to do. And now he's coming for you tribes, man. He's coming for the tribes. We are experiencing an example in the beginning stages of Jacob's trouble, man. Ain't no doubt about it. The apostles have been speaking about these days that's happening, man. That martial law is going to be, troops are going to be in the streets policing. Eventually, that chip is going to be made mandatory very soon, man. This is going to get the American people desensitized to being in a police state. Jeremiah 30:7. Alas, for the day is great, so that none is like it. It is even a time of Jacob's trouble. But like apostles who always say, Jacob's trouble is also Esau's trouble, man. But he shall be saved out of it, see? So Jacob's trouble is happening because the tribes are being targeted for the immigration, and the tribes are being targeted for crime. Because if you think about crime, who's the face of crime in America? So-called Negroes, man. So-called black people. So-called Mexicans. Just look at the prison populations. So Jacob is the target of immigration, which is who was being targeted in the immigration? The Northern Kingdom, because a lot of them came from different places and came to America during Biden's open borders policy, which was all of a plan anyways. So the Northern Kingdom is being targeted when it comes to immigration, and the Southern Kingdom is being targeted when it comes to crime. You see? So what is this? A subtle way of oppressing the tribes. And we are not ignorant to it. We're not ignorant of Satan's devices. So we have been warning you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans for a long time. Started with the elders and apostles about these days that's happening, man. And a lot of people didn't want to listen. They didn't want to hearken unto the ears of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahshua or to the warning. Not the ears of the Lord, but the warning of the Lord, you know? And now it's in your face. Let me read the NLT on Jeremiah 37, which this is a milk scripture, but it's prophecy. It's prophecy, things that's going to happen. Jeremiah 37, in all history, there has never been such a time of terror. See? It will be a time of trouble for my people Israel, yet in the end they will be saved, which only the elect are going to be delivered. 2/3 are going to die here, as it says in Zechariah. So, what we are witnessing now is the beginning stages of martial law, and also Jacob's trouble. And it's going to get so clear, and people are going to know who was right all along. The prophets, the men of the Lord, specifically of Great Millstone. Ain't going to be no more laughing. Ain't going to be no more fucking playing, man. Playtime is over with. Time for things to get serious. Things finna get very bad, man. This is the book of 2 Edges 15 and 17. It says, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Let me chat something on ChatGPT. Let's see. 2 Edges 15 and 17. What? I'm going to ask the chat, what is that talking about? Just to see what the chat says. What is being... wait, hold on. Let me see. Can you explain 2 Esdras 15 and verse 17. Let's see. Can you explain 2 Esdras 15 and 17? All right. 2 Esdras 15 and 17 in the Apocrypha. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Explanation. This verse is a part of a large prophecy in 2 Esdras 15 chapter describing upheaval and judgment in the last days. The specific line points to restricted movement. People will be unable to travel freely, whether due to war, government control, martial law, or social chaos. Bro, you cannot make this up, bro. You can't make it up. Even the chat is telling you, man. It says breakdown of normal life. Cities will become unsafe or closed off, cutting off access to goods, family, or refuge. A symbol of turmoil. The inability to move between cities reflects broader instability, fear, and separation among people. Context. Verses 15 through 19 describes social unrest, wars, uprisings, neighbors turning against each other, lack of food, and violent struggle. Verse 17 fits as part of a collapse of order. Recommendation: read 2 Esdras 15 through 19 together to see the full picture of the civil breakdown. Next step: consider whether the verse is read as a literal end-time prophecy or a figurative warning about social and political upheaval. So, because this is something that's going to happen in end-time prophecy, man. So even the chat tells you 2 Esdras 17 is talking about martial law. It says it right here, restricted movement in this right here, man. It tells you right here, bulletin number 1. You see? So when we break down the scriptures and we tell you about 2 Esdras 15, the 15th chapter, the 16th chapter, and we tell you that this is specifically talking about martial law, the chat verifies that, because there's no other way to describe what the scripture is telling you. It's very clear that this is talking about martial law. You see? Verse 18, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, and the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. So you see what's going on now? The scriptures is very clear about martial law. You know, this is, let me type some of this in the chat. Is Trump deploying National Guard. An example of martial law. All right, it says no. Key distinction: martial law, a government formally suspends original or ordinary law and civil authority, replacing it with direct military control. Civil rights may be curtailed, and the military governs in place of elected officials or police. See, it just described exactly what's going on now. But it's not going to say it's martial law. Of course it's not going to say it's martial law. But you even have Trump saying that the government, the military or the National Guard he's going to federalize the police. You see? National Guard deployment: a president or governor can call in the Guard to assist with law enforcement, disaster relief, or unrest. This supplements civilian authority. It does not replace it. Civil law in court remains active. Yeah, it remains active now. It's still active now. But these are the beginning stages of martial law. We're not technically in martial law as of yet, but these are beginning stages of it. Things are going to get a lot more severe. Movement is going to be restricted. When former President Donald Trump deployed or threatened to deploy the National Guard during protests and emergencies, it is not martial law. It was a temporary use of troops to supply police function. But it's going to lead to martial law. That's the point. I know we're not in martial law right now, but this is the beginning stages of how martial law will look. Troops are in the streets. Troops are controlling and dictating, thing. So I just wanted to ask the chat to see who was that an example. Of course we're not. I know we're not in martial law right now, but this is how martial law is going to look, and even worse than this, because that's ultimately the goal. They're going to bring martial law. Jeremiah chapter 30 verse 7. In all history, there has never been such a time of terror. It will be a time of trouble for my people Israel. Yet in the end, they will be saved, which is the elect. Salvation is only for the elect. Daniel chapter 12 verse 1 NLT. At that time, Michael, the archangel who stands guard over your nation, will arise. There will be a time of anguish greater than any since nations first came into existence. But at that time, every one of your people whose name is written in the book will be rescued, which are the elect. So there's a time of trouble. The KJV says, and at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince will stand before the children of thy people. And there should be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. Thy people shall be delivered, everyone that shall be found written in the book, which is the elect. You see? So we are living in a time where, martial law, police state, more oppression upon the tribes is coming. And we've been warning you about this. And now you got to see it. Now you see it. So 2025 has been the hopeful year of Jacob's trouble and the destruction of our enemies, if I'm not mistaken. So look, man, the Lord is really pushing His word and causing it to come to pass, man. So I just want to put my 2 cents on this little situation. Well, not little situation, but you get what I'm saying, on this situation concerning Trump mobilizing the National Guard across other states. 19 other states, man, and then Georgia's one of them. You see? So things are going to get very comfortable for you Babylonians, you so-called Americans. The scriptures speak about a cruel Lord. And I'm going to close out with that scripture, Isaiah 19. Let me see, cruel Lord. This is Isaiah chapter 19, verse 4. It says, the Egyptians will I give over. The Egyptians, the modern day Egyptians are America's, because are America is America. The modern day Egypt is America. That's why this is scripture speaking Revelations that America is known as Sodom and Egypt. It says, and the Egyptians will I give over into the hand of a cruel lord, and a fierce king shall rule over them, said the Lord Yahweh of hosts. So we believe through the spirit that Donald Trump is that cruel lord, man, that fierce king that's ruling over the Egyptians, man, and he fits the description. Look at what he's done, man. Look at what he's doing. He has to be that fierce king, man, that's ruling over the Egyptians. So he fits the description. So with that, Lord willing, this was edifying. I'm gonna close out by giving all praise and glory to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shah by Hashem Rakakodash. Double honor to the apostles and to the elders of Great Millstone that's ruling teach well. Much peace, love, and salutations to the whole elect pushing this word.